to identify what is holding you back from achieving your goals, and then work through it, transcend it, figure out, okay, this is what's causing me to self-sabotage, this is what's holding me back, this is what's blocking me, this is why it's blocking me. Is this actually true? 9 times out of 10, no, it's not true. Replace it with what is actually true, and then go transcend it, and then go achieve video. I feel quite weird right now because I have not done a sit down talk to the camera video in a hot minute, but 2024 I am really, like I've said in my vlogs, wanting to prioritize YouTube and my podcast. And with YouTube, prioritizing YouTube, obviously I want to film vlogs and I want to show you guys what my life is currently like, and I want to show you guys just what I get up to, hoping that can then inspire you to obviously go out there and chase your goals, chase your dreams, do the habits, put in the work, everything like that. That's my whole reasoning behind why I post vlogs of my life and show you what I do, is to purely inspire you to go out there and do it yourself as well. So yeah, going into 2024, one of my biggest things was focus on my podcast and then also my YouTube channel as well. So I really wanted to start making some videos that actually had a bit more like depth and purpose behind them, just like my podcast episodes, like really focusing on mindset things, fitness things, just the stuff that I'm really passionate about in my life, because obviously I'm a mindset and fitness coach and I just want to provide you guys as much value as I possibly can. So I just figured the best way to do that is obviously my podcast, and then also do some sit down videos like this. And to be honest, I'm probably going to upload this as a podcast episode as well. Yeah, anyways, happy new year. It's 2024. What the heck, it's wild. I have never felt so ready for a freaking year in my life. Like, I am just so excited to absolutely smash this year, achieve all of my goals, and really become the best version of myself. I honestly feel like this year has such a good feeling about it. And I keep seeing it on TikTok. It's like everyone's saying, oh, this 2024 feels like it's going to be the summer of 2016, and I can't even remember the summer of 2016. Like, everyone's saying that, and I'm like, honestly, 2016, yeah, I can't remember what I did in that summer, but I get the vibes. And I also agree that 2024 is going to be such a good freaking year. So excited about it. I did record a podcast on the 1st of January, which is basically all of my intentions, all of my, not goals, but my intentions, who I'm wanting to be in 2024. So if you would like to go listen to that, I would suggest going to listen to that, and then you can watch this video afterwards. Today I want to focus more on how you can glow up, make 2024 your year. Yeah, if you are new here, my name is Tish and I am a mindset and fitness coach. I would love it if you could subscribe and stick around. I've got so many videos planned for 2024 and so much value and content that I want to create, both here and on my podcast as well. So I would love it if you could subscribe, and if you have not checked out my podcast, I will put it in the description box, as well as all of my Instagrams, everything like that. And I do actually have a glow up program just starting on Monday the 15th of January, and I am so excited for it. The girls that are in it already are buzzing. I'm buzzing. It's just going to be life changing. So basically it's for the girls who are actually ready to level up in 2024 and invest in themselves, put in the work, put in the time. Like, it's not for people who are just kind of like, oh, you know, I would like to work on myself in 2024, and then they set all of their New Year's resolutions and new year, new me kind of vibe, and then don't follow through with it. It's for the girls who are ready to follow through with it. Like, the girls who are ready to actually transform their lives and become the best version of themselves. Like, oh, I can't say it lightly. Like, I genuinely mean the girls who are ready to take the next step and actually cut the excuses, figure out what is holding them back, and actually transcend that and work through that and actually become who they're meant to become in 2024. So it is a mindset and fitness program. It is 12 weeks. It's basically 12 weeks to becoming your glowiest, happiest, healthiest, and hottest self. So if you are interested, the sign-ups do close on the 12th of January, and then the program obviously starts on Monday the 15th of January. So I will leave a link to that in the description box if you would like to join us. There are limited spots though, so definitely the second you're watching this, if that sounds like you and if you're keen for it, jump onto it quickly. But yeah, anyways, enough chit chat. Let's get into how you can glow up 2024 and make this year your year. Time to level up, baby. So I thought we'd kind of go over, I guess, my tips and kind of like ins and outs of 2024. My first kind of tip, in whatever you want to call it, is to raise your standards. this is a big one. I want you to stop settling for the bare minimum, because I know we've all been there. I know we have all just kind of let people walk all over us and been a doormat and just not really had high standards, or had standards, but then you kind of like adjust them depending on the person and depending on the situation. None of that in 2024. We are raising our standards and we're sticking to our standards. So whatever we are wanting in life, we're going to identify that. So getting so clear on who you want to be, what you're wanting to achieve, who you're wanting to have in your life, what kind of relationships you're wanting to have. And when I'm saying get clear and specific, I quite literally mean do a journal entry, put yourself in the middle of it, draw a little stick figure, put yourself in the middle of it, identify all of the habits and the characteristics that you want to have in 2024. Like, if you were to identify who you would be at the end of 2024, write out all of the characteristics, all of the traits, everything like that of who you want to be. It can be what she's wearing, what she smells like, what she looks like. Does she invest in herself? How much money does she invest in herself? What kind of financial habits does she have? What kind of health habits does she have? What kind of mindset habits does she have? What kind of mindset does she have? Get so clear and specific on exactly who you want to be in 2024, and do not lower that standard. That is your standard. That is where you need to meet each day. Every single day that you wake up, you need to be that person. You need to look at that page that you've written out, and you need to adopt all of those habits. You need to adopt all of those characteristics and traits and everything like that, and show up every damn day as her, because that is how you're going to level up. You can set goals for 2024, and that is honestly, I highly recommend doing that. Obviously, I preach set goals, but the most important thing is to get clear and specific on exactly who you want to be, and then start showing up as her every single day, because everything is going to come with that. If one of your goals is to lose fat and tone up, don't focus so much on the goal, but focus instead on becoming someone who is going to the gym 5 days a week, who is eating a healthy, balanced diet, who is prioritizing rest and recovery, who is prioritizing her steps. That's who you have to be in order to achieve that. So really focus on who you're becoming, and get so clear and specific on who you want to be. Set that standard, and then do not drop it every day. Every day, show up as her. Every day, dress like her, smell like her, eat like her, do your makeup like her. Just literally be her every single day. And that is how you are going to glow up. Like, I promise you, you will glow up if you start adopting all of your dream self's habits. Going along with that, identify who you want to have in your life. What kind of relationships do you want to have in your life? Do you want to be in a relationship with someone who treats you literally like a doormat, who ghosts you, who doesn't text you back, who doesn't give you the time of day, who cancels on you, who doesn't put in effort? Do you want to be with someone like that? Chances are probably not. So set that standard. Set the standard of who you want to be with. Do you want to be with someone who is treating you well, who puts in the effort, who speaks to you really nicely, who compliments you, who gives you love and safety and happiness? What do they look like? What is their kind of lifestyle? What kind of habits do they have? Like, do you want to be with someone who is super lazy, unmotivated, who speaks negatively all the time, who brings you down, everything like that? Or do you want to be with someone who is on their own journey, who is working on themselves every single day, who is motivated, who is driven, who is excited for life, who is actually instead motivating you as well? Get clear and specific on who you want to be with, and do not settle for less. I think that was one of my biggest lessons from 2024, is I would constantly drop my standards, and I would be like, oh, but I don't know if I could get someone like that. Baby girl, you can. You can. I promise you, you can. But you have to be so clear and specific on exactly what you're wanting to attract and bring into your life. Because think about it like this. If you're just going into it and you're kind of like, oh, I don't really know what I want. Like, I don't really know what I want. And you don't really have a clear idea of who you're wanting to have in your life. Then how are you going to get that dream person? Like, God is not going to know that, oh, you want someone who is got their own business, who's driven, who's motivated, who is going to motivate you, who is into fitness, health, all that kind of stuff. Like, he won't know that unless you ask, and unless you're specific about it. So be specific about it, and then set that standard, and do not settle for less. If people come into your life and you're like, oh, I mean, they check like 2 out of 20 boxes, do I drop the standard? No. hold those standards high and do not settle for less. Same goes with friends. Do you want to be surrounded by people who are actually secretly jealous of you, who are speaking about you behind your back, who are talking negatively about you, who are talking negatively to you? When you have an idea for something, they just say, oh cool, or oh I don't know if that will work out? Or do you want to be around people who are so supportive of you, who are excited for you, who motivate you to do better and be better? Because your social network is so important, and the people you surround yourself with, you become like. So make sure that the people around you, if you became like them, you would be happy with that. And so really just every single area of your life, your career, your finances, set the standard and do not drop it. And I promise you, by doing this, you will glow. So just a note with the whole standard thing. If you want people to meet your standards, so for example, if you want to attract a relationship that meets your standards and friendships that meet your standards and who I guess are your dream relationship and your dream friendships, then you have to make sure that you are sticking to your own standards. Because if you can't even show to everyone else that you stick to your own standards and you don't drop your standards for yourself, then how would they to meet your standards? You know what I mean? Like, you have to actually show up and stick to your own standards and meet your own standards, and then that will attract people who will also meet your standards. So yeah, that is my first kind of tip, is to set your standards and not drop them. Second tip is invest. Invest. This is, if you listen to my podcast episode, my word of 2024. It is my intention of 2024. It is the thing that I'm currently so freaking passionate about. Investing in yourself. Guys, I can't even explain how important this is, but investing time, investing money, and investing energy in yourself is the greatest investment you could ever make. I used to be someone who was like, oh, I could never spend that much on, say, like a nice outfit, or I could never spend that much on a coach, or why do people even get personal trainers because you could do it yourself? Like, I used to think that. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, no, I get it. Because when you invest, like, let's just say when you invest in a coach, for example, when you invest in a coach, you're investing in someone who has already done what you are trying to do, and you're trying to be like them. So for example, if you're investing in me as a coach for fitness, you're investing with me because I already know all of the knowledge, and I can already get you from the spot that you're currently in. Like, let's say you're in that spot where it's like you really dislike your body, you dislike how you feel, you don't feel good, you don't feel energized, you feel tired, you feel sluggish, you're not happy with your body. I get you from that spot into the spot of I love myself, I love my body, I feel amazing, I look amazing, I am amazing. You know, like, the coach gets you from A to B, and they know how to get you from A to B, and that's what you're investing in. Because yes, you could figure it out on your own. I mean, anyone could figure anything out on their own if they really wanted to, but the time, the money, the effort, the energy that you save by investing into a coach is well and truly worth it more. Because if you could get all of that in a year versus if you were to try it, like, okay, let's literally just look at myself, for example. When I first started, like, it literally took me 4 years to actually know what I was doing properly in the gym. 4 years to know what I was doing. Like, yes, I did it by myself, and yes, I learned everything by myself, and it's possible, of course it's possible. But the time, the energy, and the effort that I put into all of that, I could have minimized all of that and done it within a year if I had just got a coach. And that's my mentality going into this year, is just to invest in myself. So if I can shorten the time horizon on things, I will do it, because I would rather invest my money into a coach, for example, to help me shorten that time, so then I can use my time for something more valuable. Because when you don't know something, the best thing to do is just to invest in someone who already knows it, or who has already been in the position that you're in, so then they can help you transcend that and grow. And it's like the coach helps you get from this challenge to the next challenge to the next challenge, but what happens is you're leveling up as you go. And recently I made the biggest investment I have ever made into a coach. A very scary decision to make, because I again was like, oh my gosh, like, we're talking, guys, we're talking thousands of dollars that I invested, and I was like, is this the right decision? Like, I could do this by myself, but then I was like, no, Tish, like, you have to invest in yourself. You have to actually invest in someone who's already done what you're trying to do. And I kid you not, it was the best thing I have ever decided to do. So goes to show, invest. And the thing that's amazing about like mindset coaches, for example, like my coach, they're a mirror. They help highlight those blind spots, things that you don't even realize, or root causes that you don't even realize. What they do is they highlight those and they tell you, okay, well, this is clearly the root cause. And then you're like, oh my gosh. And then you're able to work through that, grow, and then transcend to the next level. And that's what I have really been, I guess, working through and everything recently, is really having those blind spots and having those, I guess, like limiting beliefs and blocks, more blocks rather than limiting beliefs, like blocks and upper limits. I've had those reflected to me, and then what I've been able to do is then work through them and actually grow through them. That's why having a coach is so amazing, because it's like they help you grow through those challenges and they help you get to that next level, and they reflect things back to you and they keep you accountable to actually making sure you are working through those so that they don't happen again. Because life will continuously give you the same lesson until you can learn it and then move on. Like if you haven't learnt the lesson, the same situation is going to happen again, but it will be in a different font. So anyways, that's my ramble on like coaches and everything. But investing in yourself in 2024 is going to be the #1 way you can glow up. So obviously we have touched on the whole like investing in coaches and everything like that, but I want you to invest in your health. I want you to be getting food that is going to nourish your body and fuel your body. So we're talking whole foods, organic foods, like foods that are actually going to give you energy rather than drain your energy. Invest in the way that you look, invest in your clothes, make sure that you're wearing things that align with your dream self and align with the person that you're wanting to become. Invest in things that make you feel good. Like I, again, was someone who was like, I could never pay to get my nails done, because like, why would I spend $80 on nails when I could just paint them myself? Now I'm like, no, this makes me feel good, this makes me show up better and therefore do better. So I'm going to invest in the things that make me feel good. Invest in things like jewelry, things that just make you feel good, because when you invest in things that make you feel good, and when you feel good, you do good. That's the whole thing. It's like, look good, feel good, do good. And I promise you, you will feel like you have glowed up when you actually feel yourself and you feel good. Because also, you know, when you have a really good outfit day or a really good hair day, and you're like, you keep looking in the mirror and you're like, oh my gosh, it looks so good, like I look so good, I feel so good. And then you start going around and you're more happier, and then when someone's like, oh, your hair looks so nice, and then you're just like this big, bright, bubbly, beautiful, happy ray of sunshine. It's like the same kind of thing. You want to invest in things that make you feel like that every single day, so that you show up better and you glow up. Also with investing, making sure you're investing time in yourself. Honestly, I don't think people realize how long it actually takes to kind of work on yourself. Like actually each day you should be spending hours working on yourself. Like we're talking going to the gym, you know, going for hot girl walks, journaling, making sure that you're taking the time out to eat nutritious and fueling foods, making the time to make yourself feel good, look good so that you can feel good. Like really take the time and invest the time into yourself, invest time into your knowledge. So take time to read books, listen to podcasts, really just pour so much time, effort and money into yourself, because again, you are the greatest investment. And when you do this, ROI, like the return of investment on that, is just priceless, because you again are the greatest investment. And also investing your energy into yourself. So this is why I always say every single morning you should be spending a couple hours on your self-development. That's why I personally do all my self-development, and then I do the gym and everything like that in the morning, because I want to give all of my energy to myself first, so that I can show up throughout the rest of the day with high energy, with good energy, and as my best self. Because when I show up as my best self, everyone else gets the best me, if that makes sense. Like everyone else gets the best me, which then benefits them. Like if it's the whole can't pour from a glass half full. It's like if you are waking up and giving your energy to your phone and giving your energy to responding to text messages or checking emails or something like that first thing in the morning, you're using all of that mental energy you have and all of that even physical energy you have on situations and other people and things that aren't actually bringing you a high ROI. Instead, when you're investing that energy into journaling, to reading self-development books, to listening to podcasts, to working out, to going on hot girl walks, when you're doing that, you're actually getting more energy back from that, and you're able to show up as your best self. And then when you do check your emails and when you do check your messages, you're not in this like reactive state, and you're actually able to show up as your best self and give your best self to whatever situation. So yeah, setting your standards high and investing in yourself is the next one. Is to identify your upper limits and work through them straight away. And this is going back to the whole kind of like when you invest in a coach, they're able to identify this for you, because it's really easy from like an outside perspective to look in and be like, well duh, like this is the root cause. Like obviously this is the root cause, even though it's like you've thought about it for like say a week and you're like, I can't figure out why I keep self-sabotaging, I can't figure out why I keep doing this thing to myself. And then your coach is just able to be like, well this is why, because it's really easy to come into it from an outside perspective and be like, yeah, this is the reason. So one of the ways you want to glow up in 2024 is to identify what is holding you back from achieving your goals, and then work through it, transcend it, figure out, okay, this is what's causing me to self-sabotage, this is what's holding me back, this is what's blocking me, this is why it's blocking me. Is this actually true? 9 times out of 10, no, it's not true. Replace it with what is actually true, and then go transcend it, and then go achieve your goals. Because 2024, we do not have time for self-sabotage. No self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is honestly one of the hardest things to kind of like work through, because no matter what level you're at, you always have this thing in the back of your mind of like, oh, this is outside my comfort zone, I feel like I need to self-sabotage. And that's the whole kind of thing around self-sabotage. Like the reason why we actually do it is because our brain is just trying to keep us safe. And this isn't a bad thing, because think like literally back in the day when we had, back in the like, I don't know, cave days, when it was like a survival thing, our brain was like, oh, I feel unsafe, I will go into fight or flight, like survival mode. And then it would like self-sabotage of, oh, this is bad, this is danger, like evacuate the situation, evacuate. And like that's a really good response, because obviously back in the day it served its purpose, because we obviously 9 times out of 10 when we were outside our comfort zone, it was because, I don't know, like a pack of lions were about to attack or something like that. But these days obviously we don't have that. Like there's no danger of like this is going to kill me, but we've still got that programming in our brain of, oh, this feels uncomfortable, this is outside my zone of like safety, I am going to cause something to happen so that I go back into my zone of safety. So that kind of like brings me on to like my next, I guess, tip is to get out of your comfort zone, identify what that self-sabotage is and what that upper limit is, and then transcend it. Because I think people don't realize that when we say get out of your comfort zone, people are like, oh, okay, amazing, like let me get out of my comfort zone. And like, for example, okay, my goal is to start a business, so getting out of my comfort zone would be starting the business. But then what will happen is they will start the business, and then like a month later they will stop working on their business and they'll self-sabotage, and then nothing will ever come out of that business. And that's because you've stepped out of your comfort zone and you've gone into this new area, and you haven't actually normalized it within your brain, and you haven't actually allowed yourself to kind of feel safe, or you haven't allowed that to feel like your new normal, and then you've self-sabotaged and then brought yourself back to square one, if that makes sense. So what we want to do is get out of our comfort zone a little bit at a time, feel safe within that new kind of environment, and then transcend to the next level, and then the next level, and then so on. It's like doing it in small doses so that your brain and your body can feel safe within that situation before then moving to the next level. As an example from my personal life, moving to Australia was so out of my comfort zone. Like I have never lived out of home before, never lived obviously in another country. Everything in my life, like every single thing in my life was completely different. Moving here, I was like, holy heck, I feel so unsafe right now. Like, not unsafe as in like something's gonna happen to me, but like I feel so out of my comfort zone right now. And my brain instantly was like, okay, how can we self-sabotage? How can we do other, like, I'm not consciously thinking this, by the way, this is all your subconscious mind thinking this. It's like, how can I self-sabotage and bring me back to that level of safety? And what I had to do is I had to do so much inner work and so much mindset work around, no, this is my new normal. This is safe for me. This isn't a big deal. This is fine. This is safe. I am comfortable. Like, it is okay. Like, this is my new normal. And I had to do so much work around that. And I've only just felt like, okay, this is my new normal. Like, I'm okay. Like, I'm safe. This is fine. This is safe. And now I'm looking at the next level and how I can get to the next one, and then so on. So it's like, no matter who you are or where you are in life, you will always find that you will have an upper limit when you get out of your comfort zone. And it's about identifying that upper limit and giving breath to it and actually just being like, it's okay. Like, I'm fine. I'm okay. I am okay. And kind of like downplaying it in your mind. And I'll do a whole video on this because that's like such a massive thing, but kind of downplaying it in your mind so that your brain isn't like, oh my gosh, we need to go into fight or flight and survival mode. So yeah, it's about getting out of your comfort zone slowly, and just when you do get out of your comfort zone, identify what that upper limit is and then work through it and be like, I'm okay, and use breathing techniques, use meditation techniques to help you work through that. And then you will feel, and then once that is your new normal, move on to the next thing and go up and up and up. And it all relates to the whole kind of like 1% better each day. It's like, you may not see massive changes the second after you do something, but over time, if you just consistently chip at it, consistently go for another month, for another year, you will see massive changes by the end of it. Like, I guarantee you. So 2024, you are getting out of your comfort zone, you are identifying the upper limits, and then you're working through those upper limits so that you can get to the next level, become obviously a better and better version of yourself each time. Okay, the next way you are going to glow up in 2024 is actually doing what you say you're going to do. No more breaking promises to yourself, because what that's going to do, it is going to wreck your self-confidence. If you feel like you can't trust yourself, and if you feel like you lack self-confidence and self-trust, it is because you're not actually following through with what you say you're going to do. Because I guarantee you, you will have so much inner confidence and so much inner self-trust if you actually stick to the things that you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to go to the gym 4 times a week, go to the gym 4 times a week. Create the habits, create the systems, create the structure around actually allowing yourself to do it, and then go and do it every single day. If you say you're going to be someone who picks up a new sport, go and do that. Stick to your word, because your word is so important, because it's really what is going to build that self-trust and build that self-confidence. So 2024, we're sticking to what you say you're going to do and actually just doing the thing. The next way you're going to glow up in 2024 is to cut the excuses. I don't want to hear any more excuses of, oh, I don't have time, or oh, I don't have the money, oh, I don't have the energy, oh, I'm so tired. Like, zip. There are no excuses. Make a way. Like, honestly, everyone can do it. Everyone is capable of achieving what they desire in life, because if you have a desire for something, it is put on your heart because you are capable of achieving it. God knows that you have the power, you have the ability to be able to achieve it. So that is why it's put on your heart. It would not be put on your heart if you weren't actually capable of achieving it. So trust that you are capable of achieving it, and cut the excuses, because all excuses are going to do is just hold you back from living your best life. It's as simple as that. Cut the excuses, cut the procrastination, just do the thing, because you will feel 20 times more better if you actually do. Next way you're going to glow up in 2024 is to stop people pleasing. You are the only person you will have in your life from the day that you're born till the day that you die. Why do we get so focused on everyone else's opinion? Well, actually, I know why. It's because back in the day, obviously, we wanted to be accepted by the tribe, because if you weren't accepted by your tribe, then it was kind of like you would be kicked out of it, and then you would obviously risk the chance of dying, or you'd more than likely die. So I know it's subconsciously programmed in us to want validation from others and want approval from others, but We are going to rewire our subconscious mind, because we cannot be focusing so much on what other people think, because at the end of the day, it is your life. If you are wanting to do something, do it. You get one shot at life. One shot. You get one shot at life. One shot. Why would you not live this life to your full potential because you're worried about what Kathy on Instagram thinks? No, I don't know why I said Kathy, but you know what I mean. Don't hold yourself back and settle for a life that you feel safe within if you know that you're destined for more just because you're worried about what other people think. The thing is, people are going to talk about you and people are going to have opinions about you, whether you're living a, I don't know, standard normal life, or whether you're really going out there and chasing your dreams and doing things out of the ordinary. People will talk about you either way, so it's like, I don't know. For me, I'd rather be doing something extraordinary than being ordinary. Okay, I have been talking for literally a million years, so I'm going to wrap things up now because I feel like this video has been very, very long. I promise you, if you actually take this advice on board and if you actually start applying this into your life, you will see results, you will glow up, and you will become your best self in 2024. So, and for those of you who are very serious about glowing up your life in 2024, my glow up program, it starts on Monday the 15th of January, and the sign-ups end, I think it's on a Friday, the 12th of January. It's definitely the 12th, but I think it might be a Friday. So yep, sign-ups close then. So if you are ready to glow up your life, build a positive mindset, a confident body without letting the lack of motivation, consistency, and everything hold you back, then this program is for you. I am so excited about it, like honestly, absolutely buzzing to get into it. So yeah, if you would like to join, I will put the link to it in the description box. Otherwise, yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. Please share this video to a friend as well if you got something out of it. It would really help my channel grow. I want to reach obviously as many people as I possibly can and help change as many lives as I possibly can. I hope you guys have a beautiful start to your 2024, and I will see you in my next video.